Hey Gateway family, I'm so excited because today we are continuing the devotional, His Last Seven, talking about the last 7 days leading up to the cross, Jesus' journey to the cross. And so today, on Wednesday, I'm going to talk about the Wednesday before His Friday, the day He was crucified. And on that Wednesday, He was actually in a home in Bethany, and He was there. It was Simon the leper's home, and they were having dinner. And it says that Mary broke an alabaster jar of expensive perfume on His head to anoint Him. And commentaries and research would tell you that this is the exact same Mary that was in the story of Mary and Martha, where she was found at the feet of Jesus, worshiping and learning from His teachings while Martha was off serving. And I just think it's such a great reminder, and a lesson that we can all learn from Mary today is that she had a worshiper's heart. In the beginning days of the relationship, she was found worshiping and learning. And in the last days of the relationship, she was found worshiping and learning. And so today, in the midst of our chaos, in the midst of all that our nation is going through, all that is happening in our world, we have an opportunity to worship the King. And I just want to remind you today to cultivate that heart of worship for the God that can take care of the impossible. Whether that's, you think about Mary, she had this alabaster jar of very expensive perfume. They say that it would be a year's wage of worth that she was holding on to. And I just can only imagine that she was holding on to that alabaster jar for a special moment, for a special person, for just holding on for the right time to use this moment, to use this perfume. And I began to think of the things that I highly prize, the things in my life that I'm holding on to so tightly. And I just so sweetly hear the Lord asking me and you today, would you give me that? The thing that you're holding on to, would you give that to me? And it says in the passage in Matthew 26 that the disciples were indignant and they said she could have sold that for a fortune and given it to the poor. And in 2020 during our season, I'm sure a ton of people would tell you what you could do. They could say, well, why don't you buy masks for America or help find a cure for COVID or all these different things. And it's always funny to me that people seem to have ideas of what we should do with our most prized possessions. But here's what I also learned, that nothing that is given to God is wasted. The Bible says that He'll turn those things for our good for those who loves Him. And so today, if we'll take time to give our most prized possessions to the Lord, I believe they won't go wasted. I believe that in this time, that if we stand and we worship the King in the days of chaos and wherever you are in your journey, whether you're in the beginning stages of your journey or the mature days of your journey with the Lord, if we'll take time to worship the King, I believe He's going to turn all that is going on in our world and in our nation and our homes and our cities for the good of those who love Him, and that His name will be honored and glorified in this season. Pastor Ethan shared this past Sunday about good things can become idols. And good things become idols when they become the main thing. And so today, I just want us to submit, what is the main thing in our life? What is it? And whatever it is, I think we need to give it to the Lord today. Maybe we've done it before, but today, as a fresh reminder, let's give those main things, those prized possessions to the Lord. And let's let Him do what only He can do, which is be God. And let's do what we can do, and that is worship the great King. And so whatever that is in your life, and I just have an idea that maybe the main thing is your heart. Maybe you need to take some time and give your heart back to the Lord. Maybe without realizing it, you've given your heart to fear or anxiety. Maybe you've given your heart to things of this world that promise that they would fulfill the void you feel. I don't know who has your heart or what has your heart, but I do know that if you'll give it to the Lord, He can do something in and through you far greater than you can imagine. And so today, as we're preparing for Easter, what if we take some time to give back to the Lord our most prized possessions, the main things in our life, and let us worship Him with what we can give today. Gateway family, I love you. We miss you. We miss gathering together. We're cheering you on, and we can't wait until we can see each other again and give real hugs instead of air hugs. But until that time, we're so grateful for the opportunity that we can gather online for Easter Sunday. We would love to have you join us this Sunday. We're going to have a special time of worship with Pastor Michael Bethany and Pastor Leland Mooring. It's going to be an incredible time, and we have a special word and even time for community. So please set a reminder and let's tune in and worship the King together. Hope you have a great week and happy Wednesday.